Hey, it's Eitan. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm attempting to make boba from scratch. I first tried boba just a few weeks ago. One of my producers, Jess, brought it in, and while I don't drink tea usually, it had these little balls on the bottom that were coated in sugar, which is appealing to me. For those who don't know, boba is a delicious Taiwanese tea drink that has tapioca pearls at the bottom, aka boba. The word boba actually comes from a meaning that was, how do I say this, meant large breasts. So people would brag that they had bigger boba than others. Boba is super cool. The texture is super chewy, which is something that I really love about it. There's actually a Taiwanese word that a lot of people here in the US call Q. There's not an exact Chinese character that fits that Taiwanese letter. And Q, or QQ, is how you talk about the chewiness. Think of it as kind of like Taiwanese al dente. I'm not sure which level of Q-ness mine is gonna have. However, I'm really excited to give this a try. I've done a ton of research, read a ton of great Taiwanese food blogs. I will link all down below the research I've done. I have some incredible Chinese black sugar here. I could not be more excited. Let's get cooking. So I'm going to be starting off with making my tea. So over here I just have some black tea, just good old tea right into there. And over here I have, these are dried butterfly pea flowers. They are going to give us this beautiful blue color. So we're going to be steeping both right in there. So pour your water over top, and look, immediately that should start taking on color. Or not, maybe it needs time. Okay, there we go, look at that. Oh, look at that beautiful color. Just pour your water over there and pour your water into the tea. 3 cups of water, and now as you can see, these immediately are steeping. I mean, look at this beautiful deep color over here. I've set a timer for 4 or 5 minutes. While that goes, it is time to make our black sugar syrup. Now, if you don't have Chinese black sugar, you totally can use dark brown sugar, although, you know me, go big or go home. It kind of, to me, reminds me of like jaggery, which is an Indian sugar. Put that into our pot, followed by our water. Finally, add in your granulated sugar. And now the technique here is you want your flame on kind of a medium low and just stir this up. It will take a little bit of time to break down all that Chinese black sugar, but when it does, that will give us an intensely deep flavor. And our tea is ready. So I'm just going to take out the bags from where, oh God, that's for saying, okay. That was my water to make the boba. Okay, it is insane how few leaves make such a deep, deep color. Those are now done steeping, and it's time for both of our teas to cool, our blue tea and our brown tea, which I think is technically black tea, but it's brown in color. This is looking good. It is a really deep color. Let's just pour this into here, and oh, look at how deep of a color that is. That color is flavor. Just scrape out every last little bit of this flavorful sugar syrup, and also pop it in the fridge to completely cool. While those chill, it is now time to make the actual boba. This is a very satisfying part. I'm gonna start off with my Chinese black sugar, and I need to just chop it up to get it into small pieces so it easily dissolves, and it's just, wow, it's a very satisfying experience. I'm gonna shut up and let you just listen. Okay, that was a workout. Now into my pan, I'm adding my water and the sugar right into there. You want to bring your water to a boil to activate our tapioca starch, and it will help us dissolve our Chinese black sugar in there. So just scrape that up and straight into there on a nice medium-high flame until it dissolves and comes to a boil. Now that this has come to a boil and everything is dissolved, I'm going to take black food coloring, which will just intensify that color even more. I'm gonna add in about 2 drops, 1 drop. Okay, well, it's not really dropping. I'm gonna add a approximately 2-second drizzle into there. Give that a quick stir up just to get that fully incorporated. There we go. Now, tapioca starch. I'm gonna add in half to start, right in there. Just eyeball it, doesn't need to be perfect. Half of it right in there while on the heat, and just stir that up. Ooh, look at that deep color. Stir that up, and you want this to stay on the heat because that heat is what's going to activate it and get it to thicken. So stay on that heat while stirring until it starts to thicken into this thick, sticky paste. It's gonna happen before your eyes, so don't look away, don't scroll TikTok, don't walk your dog in the middle of this video. Oh, okay. See, don't even talk because it already happened. There we go, look at that. It is getting nice and thick. There we go. Ooh, I mean, look at that. In the best way possible, that looks like black tar, and that is exactly what you want. Now, place that off heat, very important, and add in the rest of your tapioca flour. And now you're gonna use a little bit of your elbow grease and just stir that up until it is fully combined to form a nice dough. So just really get in there, kind of kneading it together. It's kind of gonna look like it doesn't want to come together, but it does, because it wants to be boba. And take a large shallow bowl, pour that all in there, because we really just want to knead this. Just wash in the hands, you know, just in case. And actually it looks a little dry, so I'm gonna keep the water on the hands. And now, whoa, hot, pro tip, touch hot things. It's kind of like a hot potato. You don't want to touch it, but you need to touch it because it's your job and you're trying to make boba. The boba's resistant. It's like, the boba's playing hard to get. That's what it is. Between the mixing and the heat, it's like, oh, I don't want to be boba, but it does. It does, I promise you. That's what I learned. Okay, I've let it cool a bit, and now it is much more manageable. We have this beautiful dough over here. So I'm gonna just knead it right on here, just to make sure all that tapioca starch is fully incorporated. I know this looks like a comically small amount of dough. It's probably 2 to 3 Eitan noses, but that's because it's gonna be rolled down to such small little balls that will then expand. So roll into a log, so it's nice and even. Cut into 3 pieces. And now just roll into a log that is 1/4 of an inch thick. You might need a little bit of tapioca starch, and just roll into a 1/4 inch thick log. Essentially, you want this to be not too sticky, but you want it to be sticky enough that there's some friction and some tension in the dough as you roll it out. And you want nice and thin. It's probably gonna be about 2 feet long and 1/4 of an inch thick in diameter. So just keep on rolling, rolling, rolling. When it cooks, it increases in size. And if you want to go up that straw, you gotta make them small. So go against your natural intuition and make them even smaller than you think. Grab a bench scraper and cut into 1/4 of an inch little pieces. Basically, you want it to be the same length as its width. Now, at this point, it is time to roll them into little balls. So I'm gonna start with one just because I'm an amateur. Dust your surface in front of you with some more tapioca and just take your little rolled balls of boba right on there so they don't stick and just roll away. Roll, roll, roll until you can't roll no mo. Roll them into balls, but as you see, it is small. They are very small, very, very small. The #1 mistake that you make often when you make boba, I read, is you make them too big. You want them smaller than you think because they will expand. My rolling has commenced, and now take those little beautiful boba that are now covered in that tapioca starch so that they don't stick, get those into a strainer to remove the excess tapioca. Just tap, 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 remove as much excess boba as possible. No. Remove as much tapioca as possible. You don't want to remove the boba. I know this looks like not that much, but believe it or not, this is enough for about 4 servings. So just shake that off. Now they go straight into boiling water and stir immediately so that they do not stick to each other. And you just want to cook this until they float to the top, uncovered, and then we will cover it. Those look beautiful. As you can see, they are now all floating. So the rest of the cooking process will just use residual heat off of the flame and just cover for about 10 minutes to 20 minutes. Now, a lot of people that I read said that the longer you let it sit, the less chewy it'll be. I want chewy boba, so I'm gonna probably do on the lower end of 10 minutes and just let those take a little rest. And you know what, they're gonna nap. You could take a little nap, a little cat nap in the middle of the day. Never hurt anybody. Once they're nice and translucent looking, pour through your strainer right into the sink, getting them all in there. And then immediately to stop the cooking process, you want to just coat them in very cold water. This is kind of like when you make noodles, you just want them to be shocked with that cold water to immediately stop the cooking process and prevent them from sticking to one another. And straight into a sealable container. I'm gonna use a nice mason jar right in there. Once that's in, take that syrup we made and look at how thick that is. Oh, it kind of looks like molasses. Just cover those until covered like that. Beautiful. Seal this up, and now this needs to sit for at least half an hour, and that will just get that flavor in there, make it nice, and let everything marry together, and then it is boba time. I could not be more excited. My boba station is ready. I've impatiently waited half an hour, and let's just do it. I am so excited. So over here I have my boba that has been chilling in the syrup, and I want to spoon about 20 or so of the boba into the bottom of our cups. Now that those have about an inch of our boba, take ice right on top, very important, so it stays nice and cold. Ice over the boba. And then each of our teas, the butterfly pea and butterfly pea. You know what I meant, butterfly flower blue thing, and our black tea, and just pour it in there. But I'm not gonna fill all the way because we also need to add in our milk. Pour your milk in there. Oh God, that's not safe for television. Luckily, this is YouTube. And into there. Oh my God, this is like a Starbucks commercial. Dun 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 dun! And just give that a stir. Ooh, look at that. And now comes the best part all. So I have a very special straw. If you come close to me, maybe we can see each other through it. I mean, I can see you. Can you see me?
I'm trying.
Oh, I see you. You're gonna take this straw, it's a thick straw, place it in, and then basically, while you're drinking, you're gonna suck up through the straw and into your mouth the little bobas. About 4 of those shot in my mouth at the same time. I chew it. Of that whole eating experience. It is very sweet. The butterfly pea, what is this called? It's not butterfly pea. But pea like the pea like the flower, not like the urine, right? This one I love. It honestly just tastes a lot like the delicious Chinese black sugar syrup. And then the boba are so much fun because, you know, it's a multi-sensory drink experience. So most drinks you just drink. This you get to drink and chew. Blue one, or a little more bluish brown, incredible. Regular tea. Now, here's the thing. I'm just not a man who loves tea that much. So will I like this one? Probably less, but we shall see. The tea will tell. Okay, wait a second. With all that Chinese black sugar syrup in there, I actually kind of like this tea. It's one of the first teas that I think this E has liked. I would say, as someone who is not a boba master, nor even close, nor a boba beginner, as someone who is a boba extreme novice, I would say it's pretty successful. I mean, if I'm gonna critique myself, I think I should have cooked the boba slightly less. They're a little extra chewy. I would say on the Q to QQ scale, we're a little more of a just part of the Q. I think a little more chew would be great, but like, you know what? I think that was a valiant effort on myself. It tastes delicious. It's a really fun thing to do. I highly encourage you to check out all the incredible websites that I learned on down below. Tons of incredible Taiwanese chefs and bloggers who taught me a lot for me to then you know, be able to test it out and show you my attempt. I mean, it's a fun project if you love boba. I think you are going to love making it from scratch, just like I did. It's a multi-sensory experience, both making it, eating it, and drinking it and chewing it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below what is your favorite drink. Maybe I'll try making it. And if you haven't already, be sure to have a great rest of your day.